Well, the problem is a complex one, but first of all, let me acknowledge that delays are a pain. Nobody likes delays, nobody likes to be late, and in fact, even the industry doesn't like to be late. Airlines are not incentivized to delay flights. It's expensive for them, and it's also not good for customer service. As you can imagine, we've all been there when our flight's delayed, and we don't really think highly of the airline that has managed to delay the flight. So we have to think about why delays occur, and what the best solution is. Even the best intentions can have unforeseen consequences. So let's assume, for example, that we did have a rule in place where airlines were required to pay compensation in case of delays. That might mean higher fares for everyone, whether they were delayed or not, because airlines have to pass those costs along somehow. If they don't succeed in passing those costs along, they may no longer be able to service the market. So as a consumer, you'll have less choice. It also might lead to airlines saying, well, rather than risk paying so much money for delays, I'm just going to cancel the flight. Now, from a consumer point of view, delays are stressful, but they're less stressful than cancellations, where you have to rebook and maybe the next flight is 2 days from now or 3 days from now. So I think we have to be careful about striking a balance between making sure passengers are protected, but at the same time making sure connectivity flows and people really get to where they need to be. There is. So, for example, imagine if you're on a holiday and you're flying internationally. Today, there's over 60 countries that have some sort of aviation passenger protection rules, and they're not coordinated with each other. So the country where you're departing from may not have the same rules as the country you're arriving to. And I think we can all agree that passengers should know what their rights are. Today, that's not the case because it's very complex. And so we need to do more in partnership with governments to make that happen. So the industry is working in partnership with governments so that passengers can know what their rights are when they're traveling internationally. From the industry side, all of IATA's members got together in 2013 and agreed on a set of principles that consumer protection rules should follow. And we think that they strike the right balance between protecting passengers and letting the industry compete. Those rules were fed in as an input to ICAO, the International Civil Aviation Organization, which is the UN aviation body who actually put together policy guidance in July of 2015. We think the policy guidance is a good idea. We think it's a tool that governments can use when they are either putting new rules in place or revising existing ones so that there can be more common ground between all of the different rules out there, and so passengers can really know what their rights are when they're traveling abroad.